My favorite card ever is this guy. The Huntmaster of the Fells. It's my favorite for a couple reasons. This one happens to be foil, which means it's like shiny. It was one of the first good cards that I acquired early on when I started playing. I opened it up and I was like, oh cool, I got a good card. So that was really sweet. And one of the really cool things about it is that most Magic cards have this like standard Magic card back, but there are certain things that can happen during the game which will make this card flip over, and then that happens. It turns into this other thing on the back, which I think is really cool. An analogy a lot of people use to describe the game is it's sort of it combines elements of like chess and poker, and that there's like you have to think about like the sort of the odds and the randomness of like drawing the like specific cards from your deck, sort of like in poker when you're making bets based on what cards might come off the top, and then there's a strategy element kind of like chess where you have these cards and then when you play them you have like certain tools on the board that you can use, and you have to like sort of outmaneuver your opponent as far as what your options are. Typically it's one-on-one, so you're playing one other person. You're each playing with your own deck of cards, okay. And the cards in your deck are probably going to be different from the cards in your opponent's deck. When we play, it's not required that you use these sleeves, but most people who play even semi-frequently use them because they help to protect the cards. So if you're playing with cards that are valuable at all, it will help to keep them in good condition. And when they have sleeves on, they shuffle much easier. I really like making multimedia content. I'm happy to make it about anything, and it would be pretty sweet to like make it about Magic, but I'm pretty open as far as subject matter goes.
Time to mix it up. Gotta crunch those nuts.
For my own projects, usually I'm just kind of like a one-person operation, and then I bring some friends in. But I definitely have some semi-regular collaborators. The music video I made, it was very stressful to be responsible for everything on set and to have to be in front of the camera, like acting a certain way, with all that stuff running through my head. It was really, really tough to be on both sides of the camera. And there are also plenty of people who write articles or produce video content about the game. So I'm trying to like sort of look at that as a way to make it more worthwhile. I played initially when I was really young, probably like 11 or 12, end of elementary school, middle school, and played for like a little bit, and then just kind of forgot about it for years, and then as a young adult I became familiar with it again. And this binder is the way that I store cards that are like ones that I'm more interested in keeping for the long term, because they might be valuable or are cards that I would maybe like use in the deck someday. And it's worth probably around between like $250 and $350, which is kind of a lot for a piece of cardboard. But there are cards which are worth way more than that, like multiple thousands of dollars, which is kind of ridiculous. One of the best parts about the game is that it's a social experience, and like you know, today, like so many of us, like it's so easy to just get like sucked into your computer and you're not really interacting with people. And so I think it's great that like the game, like events at the game store, like bring all these people from town and gets everybody downtown, like face to face, interacting on, you know, some evening. I've been in Burlington for about 3 years, and many of the friends I've made are like in that community. It was through playing the game that I met them. So like when I quit playing it, I kind of started missing out on hanging out with my buddies as much. So I'm trying to figure out how to work it back into my life.
I've had this one for probably between 2 and 3 years. It's a really sweet card. Oops.